Hey folks, so today I'm going to be working on getting a Windmill aerator set up, and I bought a Windmill aerator from American Eagle, and that's the brand, and it seems like it's really well built, so that's who I purchased it from. And I'm going to go ahead and pull out the boxes right now. Just to let you know, these parts are super heavy. There's 6 boxes, and so that's the first one there. I think what I might do is do this in the sunlight a little bit, but it's just so hot. It's all heavy duty. You see that? That's the actual windmill part. Have the fans on it. And something in here. Here's the first page of the instructions, just kind of giving you an outline of what's in the boxes. Got the blades, tail fins, cross braces, turnbuckle, steel rods, and foot clamps. So it says never to attempt to work on a windmill during high winds. I guess there is some high winds right now, but I'm here to do this. The blades. Got some stickers here for the blades and the tailwind, the tail piece. Here's one of the tail pieces. The other part. And there's more stuff in here too, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that box undisturbed. So the instructions were not very detailed and they read like mud, so I ended up winging it. The stickers were a chore. I wish those were put on at the manufacturing plant. Spent about 30 minutes putting the stickers on wrong. Here are the foot clamps for the metal stakes. So here are the windmill fan blades, and so you're going to put those around the wheel, and you'll see that there's 3 holes that you'll be putting bolts in and the nuts on the other side. You want to make sure that you put it the way I'm showing here. The important thing to remember is that the fan blade is not going to be flush, and that middle bolt hole there, you'll want to be able to put that in first, and that'll actually clamp it in and make it easier to get the other bolts in. So here I'm putting in the fan blade braces, and there's 12 of these, and this is just going to help support the fan blades. And this is the tail assembly for the windmill. This part was pretty easy to put together. Alright, so this is the last box, number 6. I just want to see what's in it, and it's what I thought it was. It is the tubing for the air, and probably the aeration device. And also, it's got the instruction CD in here, which would have been nice if they had put it actually in the box that actually said instructions. The instruction manual and the instruction CD are two different things, or two different boxes. So that would have been nice if they had put them in the same box. I did check out the YouTube video of their installation, and if it's the same thing, it is worthless pretty much. It doesn't really help you much. Alright, so you gotta line up these holes with the top tower. And so right there, those holes line up pretty well. Okay, so now I'm installing the platform. And so this is the top part of the windmill that you're looking at right now. And this platform just essentially adds some aesthetics, maybe a little bit of support, and it does make it look pretty good. Alright, so these are the cross braces here, and you can see that there is 4 of the long ones, there's 8 of the short ones, and 4 of the medium ones. And the short ones here are going to be at the top of the cross brace, and it's going to form an X. And then you'll have the medium ones. One is going to be on each, right, let's say the right side of the lower X. And then you'll have the long ones, which one will be on the left side at the lower X. And so the 2 short at the top, crossing. And then down here will be a medium with a one of these turnbuckles. See that metal turnbuckle? And that'll help you tighten it so that it's real tight. So that's what we're going to do, but that's going to connect also to this support right here, which is going to go right here along across and create a square. Okay, so here I messed up a little bit. And you'll see that there is a V there. That's the 2 short cross braces. And I forgot to put in the long leg that goes in combination with it. So you have 4 long leg supports at the base. And those actually have to be tied in at the same time that you do the short cross braces there. So you're essentially putting together 4 pieces of metal. And they all have to line up with one hole. And that can be really tough. So this is probably the hardest part of the whole install, the assembly, is getting the 4 pieces together and lining them up correctly. This is where I actually had to have my son help me to assemble that part.
Rod doesn't work without the short rod in there.
So here's where I'm putting in the medium cross brace, and again the turnbuckle will be attached at the bottom of that medium cross brace to the bottom of the long leg. In the center of the X you'll put a bolt and a nut to tie that X together. Here's the bottom horizontal brace, and if you want to put in the foot clamp, you'll have to do it at this time because it all gets tied in all together in one. And so you'll have that bottom brace along with the medium brace with a turnbuckle, and those will be all tied up together. Here I'm tightening the turnbuckle, and that tightens the whole X there and will keep everything tight. If you're having issues with everything fitting together correctly, you might need to keep these turnbuckles loose so that all of the metal cross braces are able to fit in their proper place. Okay, so I have relocated the windmill base and propped it up on a few cinder blocks in preparation for putting the crankcase on and the actual windmill blades and the tail. So that's what I'm doing right now. This crankcase is pretty heavy, so you want to be careful putting it on. One thing I did forget to do is put some of the grease on the rod there. I don't think it's as important as the windmill rod, which definitely needs grease there that they give you. But anyway, I did add some after the fact, but I'm sure that it would have worked better if I had put the grease on the rod before I inserted it into the windmill base. Here I'm attaching the tail. Just know that the bolts are actually in the crankcase, and you got to unscrew them, and then you're going to put the tail on and then put the bolts in, and you want to make sure that's really tight. Now it's time to put in the windmill wheel, and it's pretty heavy and cumbersome, so you really need two people to get it onto the rod. Okay, so we got the key in. You just slide it in after you put on the windmill. And I'm going to put on the washer. And then you put in the cotter pin. There we go. Oh, buddy. Hopefully this won't tip over this way. So now it's time to lift the windmill, and we're using an ATV with the winch to help prop it up. The instructions mention having 6 people to lift it. This is the 13-foot model. They have an 18-foot model also, and that would probably be a lot more difficult. This is definitely smaller, and with the ATV winch and me propping it up, we were able to get this up with not too much problem. That top part is very heavy, so just be careful if you plan on doing it this way. So instead of using the long metal stakes that came with the shipment, I'm using metal T-posts in order to secure the windmill. And the reason I'm doing that is because if I decide that I want to relocate the windmill, I want to be able to easily get the stakes out of the ground. I wouldn't be able to do that with the ones that they had provided. Installing the aeration hose is pretty easy. I didn't show you where I installed the double check valve, which essentially you screw into the top there, but it's pretty easy to do, and you just need to get some plumber's tape and screw it in. All right, I'm up here. I'm untying the rope to let it loose, and I'll need to get out of the way right away once it's gonna go. There it goes.
Oh, look!
There we go. Look at that. Whoa. So we just need to sink the tube. They said they had self-sinking tube on some of them. I guess it's not this one. Wow, that is creating some serious bubbles. That's insane. Look at that. All right, there it is. I just need to get some bricks and weight down that line that's floating, and it'll be good to go. All right, so that is the end of the video. Thanks for sticking around and watching it. You can see I got it up successfully and it's working great. You can see down here it's working great. And that's it. All right, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.